Vixens here. Today we are going to walk through a basic floor work warm-up. So if you are in my Zoom class and you are not confident warming yourself up, this is going to be a great video for you to follow before we start class. Or if you're just trying to get your blood flowing and you're practicing on your own, feel free to tune in. So we're going to hit all the major muscle groups in our body today, and we're going to spend a little bit of time on the hips at the end because we do a lot of leg work. So the point of this is just to increase body temperature, get your cardiovascular system working a little harder, and prepare you for this floor work class. So we're going to start from the head down. So we're going to start with the neck. We're looking left, right, left, right. And go ahead and do this on your own time. And back to center, we're looking up and down, up and down. Really think about pulling your shoulders down towards the floor for this one. Let's do one more up and one more down. Arms are coming out to the side. We're going to draw little circles forward. Think about keeping those circles tight. You really want to start to build some heat into that shoulder joint. Little stiff circles here. And now we're taking it backwards. Same thing, drawing those little tight circles. From here, we're going to go into big circles forward. So all the way through the range of motion in that shoulder joint. Like you're swimming, really exaggerate that motion. And ready to take it backwards. Don't forget to breathe. And we're going to bring the arms back out to the sides, and we're going to flip the palms to the ceiling, to the floor, to the ceiling, to the floor. So really working on that external and internal rotation in that joint. These ones always get me. Let's do one more. Up and down. Shake all the tension out. We got chest bumps next, so we're putting the hands on the hips, pushing forward, arching back. Pushing forward, arching back. So from the side, back, forward, and back. So in the forward, we are squeezing the shoulder blades together. Chest is out and proud. And then on the back, we are separating the shoulder blades and rounding in the thoracic spine. Forward, back, forward, back. Do a few more of these. So staying to the side here, we're going to shift into the pelvis next. So we're going to do basic pelvic tilts. Your feet should be about hip distance apart. So we're focusing in this region here, tilting forward and tucking under. So we're going to start with an arch in our back, right? So our pelvis is tucked under. And then we're going to pull the pelvis forward, the lower pelvis forward, to flatten out our back. So arch it, flatten it, arch it, flatten it, yes. Alright, going back to center. We're going to do a couple of hip circles next, so we're going to go to the right first. Drawing big circles, really shifting your pelvis around in big circles, stirring a pot. Let's do one more. And we're switching directions now. Stirring that big pot. Give me one last circle all the way around, and we're going to go right into 10 squats. So feet are hip width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider, and then we're going to think about sitting down in a chair behind us. So your knees want to stay over your toes. I don't want to see them going forward like this. Really push that booty back, right? We're going to do 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, last one is 10, coming right in the hip openers. So feet are wide, toes, knees, and thighs are all turned out. We're coming into a low squat here. Thighs are parallel to the floor, booty stays low. Hands come onto the inner thighs. We're not really putting too much weight in here. This is just a brace. So twisting the spine, we're dropping one shoulder. And switching at whatever speed feels good to you. Keep that booty low and your knees open the whole time. Let's do one more on each shoulder. Excellent. And from here, we're just going to take a little rock back and forth to stretch out the adductor or the inner thigh. So your heels might stay on the ground. They might pick up. You might flex your feet. You might keep them pointed. Whatever feels good to you, we're just taking a gentle rock back and forth to open up the inner thighs. And coming on to hands and knees now. Take a minute to circle out your wrists. So we're going to be going into speed bumps next. If you don't know how to do a speed bump, I do have a video uploaded, a tutorial for forward and reverse speed bumps. So if you need to, just revert back to that real quick. But when your wrists feel warm and limber and ready, we're going to hit 8 speed bumps, 4 forward and 4 reverse. So going forward first, last one. Keep those elbows tucked into the rib cage, that's 2. Really arch the back, up in the sky, round that spine back, that's 3. Last one is 4. Now we're reversing, ready? 1. Really get your neck involved. Drop the chin, arch, arch, arch. Lift the chin. I think that's 2, I lost count. We'll say this is 3. And the last one is 4. We're going to do a little bit more spine work here. So we're coming into a tabletop. We're going to do some cat-cows. So you want your knees to be right below your hips. Your hands are going to be right beneath your shoulders, right? I like to keep my feet flexed and my toes curled under for this. So we're going to calf first. So think about squeezing your shoulder blades together, lifting your tailbone. I'm sorry, this is calf. And breathing in. On the exhale, we're dropping the head, dropping the tailbone, rounding the spine. Exhale. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, chest. Up. Exhale, around the spine. Last one. Lift the head, lift the tailbone. Inhale. Exhale, around the spine. Alright, we're coming into down dog leg press next. We have been on our hands for a while, so once again, you want to take a minute to circle or shake out those wrists. You can give them a little stretch if that feels right. So this is one of my favorite warm-up exercises because it does so much. So essentially what we're doing here is we're shifting from a high plank to a down dog with an extended leg. So I'm going to show you one, and then I'll talk you through the rest of them. So I call this downward dog leg press. It might have a real name, I'm not really sure. So we're starting in down dog, right? If you're in a high plank, with your hands right beneath your shoulders and your feet hip width apart, we're going to pike back to push the hips up to the sky, flatten back, pushing the chest towards the thighs, shoulder blades are rolled down away from our ears, and heels are pushing towards the mat. We're going to start with the right leg first. So we're going to extend up and we're going to give 2 little kicks. From here, we're rolling forward, shoulders come over, wrist, tuck that knee into your chest. That's 1. Push it back, kick, kick. Roll forward is 2. We're going to do 5 on each leg. That's 3. When you come up, you want to be careful to stay square, right? So hips and shoulders are square to the floor. We're not bowing out to either side. Square to your mat. And switch legs. Kick, kick. Roll forward, tuck. Push back, stay square. That's 2. Roll forward for 3. Roll forward for 4. Last one is 5. All right, we are almost there. We only got a couple more things to go. So we're going to come onto the back. And we're going to do some bicycle legs. So while we're here, we want to make sure that our core stays engaged, right? So we are tucking that pelvis under, pushing the lower back into the floor, squeezing the belly muscles. There's no space in between the lower back and the floor, right? So I'm going to extend one leg and bend the other. I just go through this at whatever speed feels right for my body to where I can still engage my core. So you might speed it up. And you might slow it down. See what feels right for your body. And by God, don't forget to breathe. It's so easy to hold your breath here. Don't forget to breathe. Alright, so we're going to top this off with some leg scissors. So I'm going to face my booty towards y'all so you can see what I'm doing here. So I can either be on my forearms or on my back. I'm going to stay on my forearms so that you guys can hear me. So one leg is crossed over the other. We're going to open to the end of the range of motion, and then we're going to close, crossing the other leg to the front. Once again, don't forget to breathe. So now we're going to add a little pulse at the bottom. Open, bop, bop, close. Bop, bop, close. Bop, bop, close. Building some heat in that hip joint. Bop, bop, close. Bop, bop, close. Yeah. One more. Alright, we're going to end it by warming up the ankles. So legs are crossed, and we're just going to do a little switch here. So, when my legs are crossed, my toes are pointed, I'm going to flex my feet and draw 2 little circles to switch and point. Flex, switch, and point. Flex, switch, point, switch, point. Yes. If you really want to make this harder, put your shoes on. It's way harder with heels on. But we are, especially when we're dancing in heels, we really want to make sure that our ankles are warmed up and we're regularly strength training because we don't want any accidents.